Eldorado, a land of wealth, a future of limited possibilities. This is Eldorado. From natural rich to groundbreaking innovations, discover Africa's untapped potential. Eldorado.
Africa has over 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, offering a significant opportunity for agricultural expansion. The continent's diverse agroecological zone allows for the cultivation of a wide range of crops. Moreover, with a young and expanding population, Africa has a large workforce that can drive agricultural productivity forward. The rise of agri-tech solutions such as precision farming, mobile-based advisory services, and improved seed varieties is enhancing productivity. While the continent's agricultural potential is undeniable, ensuring that these developments benefits local populations and promote sustainable practice will be key to realizing Africa's role as a global breadbasket. Moses Filakati, the newly elected African Union Commission for Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy and Sustainable Environment, believes that Africa can feed the world beyond its borders.
Africa is really endowed with agricultural opportunities. One of the opportunities is related to the fact that we have the land. Acres and acres of land are still obtained in Africa for agricultural purposes. Most of our countries also have got water, which is an ingredient towards high production and even improved productivity. But also, we now have some technologies. Unfortunately, the technology still needs to be harnessed, because without the technology, even if you bring your inputs, then those will be affected. So agriculture really can and will forever be an important sector for the development of Africa. In Africa, as we have said, our land is there, our water is there, and in most cases the markets are there. Because if you look at the population growth and the urbanization of our people, going to cities and whatever, at the end of the day, they want to have a meal in the morning, they want to have a meal during lunch, and they want to have a meal in the evening. That is a huge opportunity and a potential for our agricultural sector.
But he emphasized that this requires modernizing and investing in agriculture. Africa's agriculture is underperforming, and Vilakat highlighted several contributing factors.
The low productivity that obtains in Africa is because, one, our technical expertise we have not fully utilized. That means inputs that are meant to have high production and high productivity, we have not yet reached the stage. Take fertilizer. In Africa, we're probably utilizing maybe 20 kg per hectare. But when you look at the other countries, that's 4 times, 5 times that is applied. So it's something that we have not utilized. 2, we have not utilized our technology, because nowadays you need to have precision farming. Okay, you need to have to apply the inputs on the basis of what the land is like, your soil. So you need to understand your soil analysis, so that when you put in your fertilizer, you know it is according to what the soil requires. It's not just a jacket fit all. And that is what has been a major challenge in Africa, right throughout Africa, from north to south. We are not applying the nutrients as expected to make sure that the enterprises can thrive, can improve. So we are not competitive, therefore, to the first world because of lack of technology.
He pointed out that Africa currently exports raw agricultural products instead of finished goods, underscoring the need for value additions.
We need to look at value addition, because that's the other element. You sell coffee, for example, to the outside world at probably $3 or something like that per kilo. When it comes back to us in Africa, it comes back at almost $50 per kg. Then you are not competitive, because if you become competitive, it ensures that even the farmers will be happy to go back to the field. And I think that's the transformation that we need. I think what we need in Africa is to transform the agriculture that is there. We look at agriculture as a culture of farming. We need to change that mindset, and we say agri-business, because agri is just about farming, and then culture, so it's a farming culture. But if you change that and it becomes an agri-business, then that's when you are looking at the returns on investment, rather than just a culture, a normal culture, etc., etc.
Vilakati stressed the importance of leveraging new agricultural technologies in conjunction with the continent's natural resources to revolutionize the sector.
We need to bring the technology on board, particularly for the youth, because agriculture tends to be hardy. But with the youth, what they want is something that they can be happy with, they can be passionate with, which means the issue of technology comes on board. We now have drones, we now have precision farming, we now have the aquaponics that can be supported by the youth, because wherever they are, they're having these gadgets. They would like to irrigate using their gadgets, control the irrigation system, how much to irrigate, when to fertilize, when to weed, using all the technologies that are there. So I think bringing those will really help Africa to move forward.
In his tenure at the African Union Commission for Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy and Sustainable Environment, he vowed to tackle challenges and unlock Africa's agricultural potential.
We need to look at the inputs that we apply. To what extent are we applying them? Are we applying them just for the sake of applying? Let's ensure that we can invest in those inputs to make sure that the production level or the productivity can then improve. Once we do that, we will become competitive. Obviously, there is climate change issues, which we now need to accommodate. So we need that resilience in our agricultural space. And that's why it's very, very important to accommodate the issues that may obtain from a climate change perspective to make sure that we can become competitive. Otherwise, we'll keep on importing food and food services. Right now, we're spending over 80 to 100 billion of US dollars importing food, when we have the land, we have the sun, we have the water, and we now have a bit of technology. Why is that happening? And that is what I would like to see changing.
Governments need to encourage mechanization, precision agriculture and sustainable farming practices to boost yields. Besides, governments should create favorable policies, including subsidies, research funding and land reforms to support farmers. Finally, Africa needs climate-smart agriculture, like promoting drought-resistant crops, agroforestry and water conservation techniques that can help mitigate climate change impacts. Unleashing Africa's agrarian potential will require a coordinated effort between governments, private sector players and international organizations to address key challenges and create a thriving agricultural sector. With the right investments, policies and innovations, Africa has the potential to not only achieve self-sufficiency in food production, but also emerge as a major agricultural exporter to feed the world.